Okay, ladies and gents, we are back with some more action here at Contenders number 24. It's been an action-packed card so far, and we've got some more incredible fights coming up for you. But right now, it's some welterweight mixed martial arts action. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner from Fighting Fit Martial Arts. Give it up for Lewis Cresswell.
Simultaneously making me climb higher, hideous crimes behind me. Search but can't find me. Fuck sadness, and it's been you having this lavish, habitual happiness at me. You wouldn't look back, but you would have sex on condominium roof decks. So anyone move next, I hit you with 2 texts. Rockin' Roberto Cavalli, no show, no convertible. Mazzy, my Colombiana, mommy riding beside me. Every tat means something, that's my word on my body. I believe something with my first shotty. My niggas is ignorant, put lead in your pigment. Just cause y'all was mad at all the years I was getting it. At 976, 98 the Bentley, that was the Ghost Phantom. And y'all can't stand them, but yeah, army jacket swag, army jacket green and black with a square top pocket that snaps. Where the gas at? Pass that notch.
And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner from Optimum MMA. Give it up for Danny Bryan. Introducing to you one more time, fighting out of the red corner from Fighting Fit Martial Arts. Give it up for Lewis Cresswell. And his opponent standing across the cage in the blue corner from Optimum MMA. Give it up for Danny Bryan. This welterweight mixed martial arts contest will be fought over 3 3-minute rounds. Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. AJ Jeffrey.
Right back into the action, and it's MMA now we go into with Lewis Cresswell out of Fighting Fit Martial Arts at the red corner in the all-white shorts. And we've got Danny Bryan in the opposite corner fighting out of Optimum MMA in the red and black shorts. 3 3-minute rounds, Dean. And let's get into some MMA action. We are underway. Referee AJ Jeffrey calls them to the middle, and off we go.
Cresswell looking to pour out with that lead hand. This is what I love about MMA. You can land these shots, you've got to worry about the takedown here. Seems to me that Bryan's wading in there and allowed that clinch, but he did a great job of separation there. He dug the hands in and forced that separation. Great work from Bryan.
We've seen Danny Bryan fight K1 before on Contenders, and he's an accomplished stand-up fighter. Here, Lewis Cresswell is the first time I've seen him, but he looks a very powerful, stocky individual, Dean. And he's got a nice jab on him. Low centre of gravity, nice countering there. He's dipped Danny Bryan's knees, Dean. He's in trouble already.
Bryan's rocked here. He's got to keep these hands up, circle out of danger, regain his equilibrium. He can't afford to stand in front of Cresswell like this.
Lovely counter-striking from Cresswell. Fantastic technique. He's caught him with another left hand, Danny Bryan. His gum shield is on the verge of coming out of his mouth. He's got to fight back.
Bryan's got to go for the takedown. He's got to change levels. He's got to initiate grappling to try and recover from these headshots here. Cresswell doing a great job of being patient, showing the fake of the leg and then going upstairs with the strikes.
He cannot just stand there, Dean. As you say, he's got to do something. He's got to look for the clinch, which is exactly what he's doing. He's got to shoot for the takedown. He's got to nullify this striking from Lewis Cresswell, which is lighting him up like a Christmas tree.
Bryan's got to disguise his shots, however. He's got a level change, squat his legs down and shoot down for a double or a single. And it's Cresswell looking for the takedown in the clinch. Cresswell's got to get after it here. Beautiful head kick, looking for the punches here. Just misses with the right hand, however, Mark.
Danny Bryan's face is a crimson mask. He's been lit up here from Cresswell. His nose is bleeding. He's got to do something to nullify this offense, and he's doing the right thing. Looking for the tie-up, looking for the clinch, but he's not shooting for the takedown. He obviously feels comfortable that he can turn this round on the feet.
Is that his confidence of his striking game, his ability to know that he can deliver power. He's leaning back a little bit too much from me now, though. Bryan, you can see he leans back ever so slightly, and that's not evading a punch here, and it allows Cresswell to target that head beautifully.
Oh, and Cresswell is using fantastic counter-striking. He's evading those initial strikes from Danny Bryan and landing a huge right hand. Very, very competent, classy striking from Lewis Cresswell here.
Bryan's throwing those kicks with his arms down because his arms are almost down by his hips here. Not a good idea with the smaller gloves in MMA.
He's looking for a big right hand, Danny Bryan. That's obviously his power shot, but as you say, he's carrying his hands dangerously low, and that's going to be hugely dangerous for him as Cresswell marches forward. He's got to do something. He's got to tie him up. Looking tired, Danny Bryan, Dean.
Yeah, Bryan's mouth wide open here. And that makes you more susceptible to getting knocked out with your mouth open. The jaw moves a lot more, the brain takes that shock a lot more. Beautiful double jab right hand. Look at this barrage of punches from Cresswell on the mark.
Fair play to Danny Bryan. He's getting lit up, but he's firing back, and he's wearing these shots. Lewis Cresswell blowing through him like a storm at the moment, but Danny Bryan just refuses to be blown over, and he's got Lewis Cresswell up against the cage as the round ends.
That's an interesting tactic here. Bryan's trying to smother him and trying to force him to work. He's using gravity to make Cresswell work. That could be his tactic here, to weather the storm in the early round and wear Cresswell down with regards to his cardio, then implement his own striking game.
He will struggle to find a more impressive opening round there in terms of without someone hitting the floor, because Lewis Cresswell, as I say, fantastic, composed, lovely counter-striking, Dean. He was landing that left hook, right hand all the time, basically couldn't miss with it, and he's bloodied up Danny Bryan's face. He's going looking tired. You're in Danny Bryan's corner. What are you telling him now?
Bryan's got to go for the takedown, even if he's not that confident in his takedown game, just to even change levels to fake the takedown, then come upstairs with the decisive shots. He's got to put his hands on Cresswell and make him respect the power. Stop leaning back, keep nice and forward, call forward, keep the hands nice and high, throw those power punches and move on.
I think maybe a few feints as well, Dean, because he's telegraphing what he's throwing, which is allowing Lewis Cresswell to counter with impunity, really. If he throws a few feints in, gets Cresswell biting maybe, and then maybe he can come back with his power right hand. But as you say, I think he really has got to push him against the cage and look for the takedown in this round. Here we go, round two underway. Let's see if Danny Bryan can turn things around. Lewis Cresswell had a big first round there with Lewis Cresswell in the white shorts, Dean. Let's see how we get on. A nice jab already from Cresswell in the second.
Bryan again using those leg techniques, but not really any power on the end of it. And now he's initiating the clinch here. He's come forward, keeping his hands nice and high, working on the uppercut there in the exchange. You can see Cresswell looking for that right hand mark. Yeah,
he's biting on that Danny Bryan's jab. He's kind of lazy sometimes, and he's looking to fire that huge right hand over the top.
Cresswell now marching forward. He's got to be careful about walking straight onto these punches here. He's got to get behind that jab, where that right hand. I'd like to see him throw some leg kicks, maybe even go to the head for a head kick here when Bryan leans back.
Nice leg kick from Cresswell too. Danny Bryan something else to think about. He's so quick with his reflexes, Cresswell. When that jab comes in, he leans back so quickly. Again with the jab.
Look at that superior speed and head movement from Cresswell. He'll slip, then immediately counter. And Bryan's just standing forward, waiting for him with his hands down. Very dangerous game in MMA.
Yeah, Cresswell evaded all those strikes, and as you say, very dangerous to come forward with your chin in the air and your hands down like that. Bryan's just desperately trying to land something to give him a foothold in the fight, Dean.
Big leg kick there from Bryan. That one sunk in. Some good work. Now he's getting behind his jab. He needs to start doubling this up and finish with the leg kick.
Oi! I don't think that landed flush, but it certainly rocked Bryan. I think it was more of a kind of push, off balance sort of thing. But again, Bryan's still looking to get into this fight.
Cresswell seems to have slowed the pace here. You know, he's been very active so far in this fight. I'd like to see him fake the shot, Mark, and really force the hands downward of Bryan and come up top to finish with those strikes.
Yeah, maybe he's not throwing knee strikes to the body, has he, either, which I think, as you say, if you, a little jab to the body and then maybe an overhand right could be the key to unlocking the KO here. He's looking for that bingo shot.
Especially because Bryan's hand's so low, even if he, after he jabs, look at his lead hand, it goes right back down to the side of his body.
Yeah, absolutely, and again, the counter shot.
Cresswell could work that right hand, he could even work the rear kick, the head kick there with that arm nice and low.
And there's that jab to the body, that sets up so many things. Let's see if he jabs to the body and goes up top with the big right hand, as I suggested. Investing in the bodywork now.
So trying to read the reactions here of Bryan. He's using fakes and level changes. He wants to see what Bryan's going to do autonomously. Oh, he gets the takedown at the end of the round.
Bryan's looking for the guillotine, but he's had to give it up, and now Cresswell's on top. I think he's just going to run out of time, but absolute exclamation mark on the round there from Lewis Cresswell. The takedown as well. Very impressive first 2 rounds from Lewis Cresswell, Dean.
Superior technique, superior footwork, and superior advancement in the fight game. He knew to secure that round, get the takedown right at the end, look very, very highly in the judges' scorecards, and that's just beautiful work from Cresswell. Really impressed with his MMA ability here.
Okay, we're ready here for the third and final round. You've got to think that Danny Bryan has got to find a big shot from somewhere, Dean, if he's going to turn this fight round, because so far it's been one-way traffic pretty much in the first 2. Lewis Cresswell having it all his own way, but let's see what he can do here in the third and final round.
Seems to me Bryan's working these leg kicks, he's not switched up his game plan. He's not faking the shots, he's not putting these combinations together. He uses leg kicks and just kind of leans back on the outside and eats these shots from Cresswell.
Yeah, there's not enough head movement from Bryan, there's no feints. He's just getting caught every single time by Cresswell. Cresswell, maybe you wonder if he's going to step on the pedal here and look for the finish. Danny Bryan, to his credit, is still charging forward. Fighting for the takedown now, Cresswell. Bryan fights it off, well done. He's got Cresswell pinned up against the cage, Dean. For the first time, he's got Cresswell maybe at a disadvantage here. He's got to make it count.
Cresswell's going to try and circle out here, works behind the jab, keeps the right hand nice and high to the head. He's not going to get caught by a silly shot. He's being very knowledgeable in his advancement here, this Cresswell. You see there, he keeps the hands nice and high. He's not just wading in. He doesn't want to get caught by something silly and potentially lose this fight.
Oi! Big right hand over the leg kick from Cresswell. Timed that perfectly as Danny Bryan threw that leg kick and dropped his hand.
Right now looking for that jab. Oh!
He's just quicker, isn't he, Dean? Cresswell is just quick with that right hand.
Gets there first and puts power behind it as well. Cresswell now pouring out, looking for the body here. Bryan's happy to be charging forward, still looking for the uppercuts in this clinch here. And Bryan's really got to go for broke here. He's got to look for the knockout or potentially look for the takedown and finish with a submission here. Look at that head movement by Cresswell.
It's fantastic. And when you've got someone who moves his head like that, you've got to throw multiple shots. And I think Danny Bryan has got to go kind of berserker, Wanderlei Silva mode here, Dean, and just charge forward, because he's got to land something, maybe knock Cresswell to the mat if he's going to win this fight.
Bryan's stalking here, he's waiting for a reaction. See somebody's trying to load up that rear hand, even for the rear uppercut of the straight right. Cresswell's dipping his head off to the right side of his body, so he's going to go to the left side of Bryan, and Bryan's going to try and time a strike.
45 seconds left for Danny Bryan to turn this fight around here at the Epic Studios in Norwich. Fantastic welterweight MMA action here. Danny Bryan presses Lewis Cresswell into the cage. He's got 30 seconds to work, Dean. Is that going to be enough?
Right now, very heavy. You see he's trudging forward there with his lead leg. You start thinking about dropping down for a single or a double here in this position. He's got to keep the pressure on, get underhooks. Otherwise, Cresswell's just going to pummel, circle out of this position. You see that he's driving his left leg forward there, Mark. He's trying to keep the pressure. Oh, beautiful knee from Bryan. There we go.
That's what he needs. He's got to land something hugely damaging in these last few seconds. Cresswell now looking to work out of it. And there we go, it's the end of the fight, Dean. A very, very impressive, good scrap actually, because Danny Bryan, although he was on the worst end of it most of the time, he never stopped going forward, did he?
Yeah, he came forward. It was interesting to me, at the end of the round, he'd push his opponent up to the cage, and it was almost too little too late. It's like he tried his luck on the feet for the duration of the round, the last 40 seconds or so, looked to use the cage, and I'd like to see him use that to get the takedown here. But, I mean, almost certainly a credit to Cresswell. His speed, his accuracy, his fight IQ really shined in this fight.
It was beautiful striking, wasn't it? Absolutely beautiful, especially on the counter. Call it like the Conor McGregor kind of step-back counter. He's his left hand, but Cresswell's his right hand. Beautiful striking, and just the kind of skill and action you'll see in Contenders. Stick with us, because there's plenty more coming up.
Fighters to the centre of the cage, please. Ladies and gents, let's hear it for both these young men here in the cage. What a great 3 rounds of action that was. After 3 hard-fought rounds, ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous decision. Your winner in the red corner, giving up on Lewis Cresswell. And let's hear it for Danny Bryan.